Students from the various courses that wanakama daktari yeah, Mr. and Miss JFC again. Jatelo. Hata nyumba naiona kama just like that. I wanted you to start there. Okay.
This skill laboratory was officially opened by Honorable Nyoro, CBS, and Vicky Hall constituency on 12 December 2021.
This is the day I was born.
Happy birthday.
Asante sana.
Patrick, karibu sana.
Asante sana. Thanks to
Barasa Shachir. These are theater. Okay. And the rest of theater is that we put on some safety gears there.
Okay.
So karibu sana mheshimiwa.
Asante sana.
Hapa ndio maabara yetu. Tuko na skeletal system hapa ya kufunza anatomy and physiology. Hapa ni triaging area where we segregate patients according to the diseases. And then here is where we receive our trauma patient, and we teach our students about how to handle patients on the first level, on the first encounter. Here is where we teach our students about perioperative techniques, on how to handle patients, especially those who come from a cesarean section. Here is where we take our students through health service support. We have our area here and also the laundry system there. On that bench is where our mortuary science students also learn about the system of the deceased. Yeah. Here we have equipment for orthopedics and trauma. We have a wheelchair and walking aids. Yeah, they also use this there as well. And here is where we do CPR, especially for our first aid class. So I wish to demonstrate so that you can also have a touch with it. Will you allow me to? Yes. Okay. Come this side, yes. So this is our CPR machine that is used to monitor the chest compressions. Now we shall expose the patient. We assume that the patient is unconscious, is having difficulties in breathing. Now we want to resuscitate the patient before the ambulance can come to give the patient to the hospital. So this is a CPR training marking machine used to monitor chest compressions. We want to set the machine. For chest compressions, we always have, for babies, is 15 chest compression to 1 breath. That is for pediatrics. But also, for we adults, is 30 chest compression with 1 breath. And then you do it 5 times. Yes, before the ambulance can come. So, you hold your hand like this, and then you make a enforcement. And then you use your inner part of the hand. You place it here, and then you give it 30 chest compressions. Or if it's for pediatric, we give it 15 chest compressions. Then you give it 1 breath. So because of time, I suggest do for 15 chest compression for pediatrics. So do like this. Then you give it. And then you give 1 breath. And then you repeat 5 times. Yes. Would you wish to demonstrate as well?
Right or left?
It depends on the dominant hand. Like this? Like this. And then you lock it. And then you use this aid. Give it just compression. Put a little bit of lemon. Yes, like that. Good. That's nice. Thank you so much.
So now I am a doctor now.
Nyoro, this is your first responder.
Yeah, thank you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ndindi. Happy birthday to you. How old are you now? How old are you now? Happy birthday, dear Ndindi. Happy birthday to you.
Wapi makofi ya mheshimiwa tafadhali?
Thank you very much, Chairman. We may be seated. The JFC Munene College of Health Sciences stakeholders, led by our chairman, Munene, the other directors, my brother Day, Cecilia, the management led by our principal, and all the other management team leaders. The chief guests of today is actually not me, but the graduates, the parents, and all the other people who've come to witness this graduation. Good afternoon. JFC Munene oye. Kenya oye. You know, I was seated here and I was thinking, because we've been here for many hours, that majority have actually left to look for something to eat. But I'm very, very pleased to see that our parents and the graduates, that this place is still full even at this hour. Asanteni sana kwa uvumilivu. And before I continue, I want to take this very early opportunity to congratulate all the graduates who are graduating today from JFC Munene. Congratulations, the class of 2025. And I'll be brief because most of the things have been said and it's not good to repeat. And also given the fact that when I look at my time, we are behind by almost over 1 hour. And therefore, because today is the day of celebration, I'll try also to be brief. But it's important for me to say that I have many friends here, because your principal, Bwana Akanga, we were with him in campus, KU. So I can confirm that he is learned, because we went to the same school at the same time. I also want to recognize all the other people who've taken time to speak to us before I came on stage. All your words have actually gone ahead to talk the many things we were supposed to talk about today. And therefore, thank you for also doing my work as the guest. I am here with many people. I recognize a few to represent all the others. I am here with MCA Esther Irongo, Kiambu County. She is the nominated MCA, Kiambu County. I have a gentleman called Mohea Kagwe, who is a senior officer working with the PS for sports. I have a lady there called Aurelia. Aurelia, I can't teach you everything. Nilikwambia, especially you, who is Aurelia the way you are. I don't call you, then you sit down so fast. People should see you so that bado uko hapa na pale. Maneno yako inaweza fanyika mzuri hapa. So Aurelia, she's a youth leader here in Muranga, and she's my friend, and we are a bigger team. Those ones are representing all of us. Cecilia, thank you very much for that program you are running of Boy Child, and definitely kwenye Mungu atatuwezesha, we must do our bit to support. And in that regard, when I was coming here, there is a friend of mine who sent me a message, and he told me that there is a young man who is a student and who have challenges because of finances. He's actually not in school as we talk. Maybe those who are graduating know him, called Brian Boro. She's a student here, but she's out because of school fees. So I want to commit that she will come back the soonest time possible. And we are going to take care of whatever challenges there are financially so that he can also realize his dreams. When stakeholders were being introduced, I noted from the graduates, when Jordan College was mentioned, the hearts were communicating something. And looking at the courses of Jordan College and of JFC Munene, there are no much similarities. So, I am sure there is something that happens after class between JFC Munene and Jordan College, which the parents should take note. But ukiwa hapa Thika, hiyo pia ni hali ya masomo. Thika is my second home, and I was telling Bwana Tony that because my father used to live here in Thika, Salamu inaitwa Kiadutu. My father used to live there. Not the Kiadutu that is there today. Today is a bit modern. That time I could visit my father and I could see everything happening outside. Kama vile niko hapa kwa tent, I can see our parents outside. In my father's house, I could see the same. But sio kioo ya nyumba. Ni mianya ilikuwa kwa hiyo nyumba. And I have so many relatives here in Thika. I think I actually have more relatives here than in Muranga, where I represent the people of Kiharu. Most of the estate here, from Majengo, Biafra, UTI, Nanasi, Kiadutu, I have relatives, and therefore this is my home. And I am very, very glad to be here. In fact, my elder father, the brother to my father, used to be a carpenter, wa kuchonga bao, in the Munene Industries Square. Na alikuwa ameweka kibao hapo. You know, that time I think that was the way of advertising business. Na maybe kwa sababu our parents hawakupata nafasi ya kusoma sana, na tunashukuru wametupea hiyo nafasi. So you could come there, kwa kuonyesha biashara yake alikuwa ameweka kibao hapo nje. Ask Muragori inside here. That was the advertisement of my father's brother's business. And therefore, I'm just trying to say that Thika, when I come here, I respect this place because I am also a product of Thika. And also when Cecilia mentioned about the 6, when you had one Margaret, the first student, the way you used to send even half fare to come to school, I saw the graduates, they were like cheering you on to also start doing the same even now. Ukiona mtu amechelewa unamuuliza uko wapi nikutumie fare. Pengine hiyo utaona vile utafanya. Now, I have very few points because I don't want to buttress and to over-communicate what has been done. First of all, the kind of trajectory we have seen in this college is very, very melting and very exciting. That a college started just a few years ago during Corona time when we had challenges has now moved from 6 students, and now we are talking of close to 1,000 students because there are 800. That's a very good success story. But to me, it's not just a success story in terms of business, but in terms of how many people are being prepared to be workforce here in Kenya. And I'm very glad that JFC Munene is an embodiment of what we would call a social investment. Because even in the governance of a country, there are 2 principal social investments. One is education, and the second one is healthcare. JFC Munene is both. In the industry, when you are growing mangoes, you value add mangoes to become juice. Now, in human capital, because we come here at JFC Munene to be polished as human capital, What education does to me and you is to value add me and you. The same thing, a raw material goes through an industry, and out and in the after the value chain, you get a finished product. That value addition is what education does to human beings. That you are just a banal and polished person. When you come to an institution like this, unakuwa polished so that you become the product that the labor market needs. But also, healthcare, what it does is to service. When you take a car for service, an industry like Ken Blessed, Broadway, which are here in Thika, after some while they call engineers to service their machines. Healthcare does the same to us as providers of human capital. And therefore, JFC Munene, you are in a very primary place to continue doing the same to our Kenyan human capital. Na ni vizuri nieleze wazazi ambao wako hapa. Mungu ametupia nafasi, tumeenda pahali hata nchi zingine. Na juzi nimekuwa nchi ya South Africa, nikaenda Namibia, then I went to Botswana. Na kitu moja nilikuja nyumbani kama najivunia sana, ni ya kwamba nchi zote za Afrika wanatabua ya kwamba hakuna wafanyikazi wengine barani Afrika ambao wamekomaa kama wa Kenya. That even in Botswana and Namibia, you have civil servants who are Kenyan. That the government of that place believes that when you have a Kenyan, you have a person who has gone through a very high standard of learning. Na pia work ethic iko juu. And that is something we must continue being very proud of as a country and continue investing in it. Now, it has been said, and I want to just add on top of it. JFC Munene is laying the ground. Please emulate the alumni whom we have seen here. When you get a certificate, you get a diploma, there is something higher than that. Please, let us continue adding into the education level that we have. We are doing that even as your servants. I've been in school doing 2 master's degrees together. In the University of Nairobi, which I have graduated, and next Friday, like today, I'll also be graduating with a second master's in KU. Again, of economics. So I'm just trying to say, sisi wote tukiwa hapa, masomo haifiki mwisho. Every now and then, keep adding. Then, even as you add on the basis of certificates, also add knowledge that is not necessarily given a certificate. You know, in economics we say, when you come to an institution of higher learning and you are given a certificate, the only reason you are given is what? Have you ever asked yourself that? Unapewa ya nini na umesoma na umejua? A certificate is only given to correct a market failure. So that when you go and give it somewhere, you are already signaling the kind of a person you are. When you give a certificate of a degree, you are signaling to the people interviewing you the caliber of a person you are. Otherwise, why do you need a certificate? And you've come, you are a doctor. Ordinarily, you shouldn't get. You are only given that certificate to diminish market failure, where the person who wants to employ is not sure about the kind of people they want to employ. So, also seek for knowledge beyond certificates. And because you invited me as a guest, I also want to confirm that I also read and learn a lot. Reading everything about economics, magazines called Economists, magazines like Forbes, magazines about business, because that's my area, about governance, about leadership. At any point in time, I'm reading about 3 books concurrently. And I'm not saying that for you to see that I read. I'm saying that because you invited me as a chief guest to confirm to you that reading is not wasting time. It polishes your mind and you become better. Health journals, read them. Depending on the course you are taking, polish yourself. Leap forward. Become better. When you are invited for an interview, what is the distinction between you with a diploma and another person with a similar diploma? The person interviewing you are looking at you who you are, not what the certificate is communicating, because by the time you are invited for the interview, the certificate has already done its work. So you have to keep on polishing yourself. I am sure we are looking for jobs after this. It's a good thing because we need to serve our country and to serve the population of Kenya and beyond. But I also know there are many opportunities outside of the country, which is calling upon you to take part in. But as it was said here before, there are also entrepreneurs within the health sector. Even as you look for jobs, you can also seek on how you can become part and parcel of creating enterprises and creating institutions that are privately owned by not other people, but the graduates of today of JFC Munene. That you are going to have a metropolitan hospital started by you seated here. We are going to have an Aga Khan started by some of you here. We are going to have an equivalent of MP Shah started by some of you here. The world also have billionaires who are in the medical sector. And therefore, you don't need to look outside. You can also work within and become. As you do that, and on top of what has been said, professionalism is important. And I will not buttress because of time. Carry yourself like a doctor from today. I'm not saying you become Spartan and you become stiff. I'm just saying that as you do your work, as our parents, our brothers and sisters come to the facilities you work, when they go home and they say, I was with Dr. Mwangi, I was with Dr. Atieno. You know, most of us actually, within the profession that you are studying, we know all of you are doctors. So you must carry yourself from today like one. Because when you carry yourself in a professional manner, then you add into your blood. The second thing is honesty. Honesty cuts across. You are in a very sensitive area and profession. But I want to also confirm here as a leader, there is nothing to gain in this world through dishonesty. You seem like you've gone ahead 2 steps, but then because of that dishonesty, na siku hizi hakuna watu wengi wa kudanganya. Unaenda mbele step 2, unarudi zingine 4 nyuma. There is everything to gain in you being believable, in being honest. The other thing is responsibility. Now you are responsible as a career person, but you must also be responsible as a human being. And there is a story that is given, and I'm speaking very fast so that I finish, about a road that had been blocked. Ilikuwa imeblokiwa na mti na udongo. Lakini it was deliberately blocked by the king of that place. It's an analogy. So the king went somewhere he could see the behavior of human beings when they see an obstacle in the road that is blocking many more people. Na kama amekaa pahali juu, alikuwa anatazama watu wanafanyaga nini, wakipata kitu inaharibia watu wote starehe. Ilikuwa imefuga barabara. So on comes a rich person, alikuwa na puda yake, that time there were no cars, na carriage. Yeye akapenya, akaenda kando, akapita. Kakuja mtu mwingine, watu kadhaa. Kama wanapita, hiyo kitu ilikuwa imeziba barabara. But then afterwards, a farmer came. Mheshimiwa karibu sana. A farmer came. A farmer, just like many of us here, alikuwa anapita katika hiyo barabara ambayo imezimbwa. Na huyu farmer akaona, hii barabara sio mimi tu inafugia watu wengi. Akaondoa hiyo udongo na akapushi hiyo mti ilikuwa imefuga hiyo barabara, only to realize hapo chini kulikuwa na kibeti na dhahabu ilikuwa hapo ndani.